Today I've learned something new and interesting. From the workshop, I gather up some ideas, and maybe I'm not going to explain them as they were presented by the others, but from my own filtering. First of all, I had this problem, this issue. When I encounter people here in my city, most of them are quite disappointed. They took part at some point at a huge protest here in Bucharest, and nothing changed since then. It was the protest about collective. There were hundreds of thousands of people who went to the protest, and for some of them it was their only moment in life when they became socially active in a very concrete and tangible way. But actually not much changed, even if the pressure was huge. There was an enormous pressure over the years for change at the political level, and nothing really changed. These people got very disappointed, and when I talked to them and I tried to explain to them why it's good to vote or to get engaged socially, democratically, they come up with this argument: hey, I took part in those protests and it was huge, but nothing changed. Why should I keep going on? Why should I continue being active? And I asked this question today, and I got an interesting answer. I could tell them about positive examples. So I could pick up some examples where people were active, even in smaller protests, and it actually made a change. So for every person who is negative and brings up the example from collective, I could bring up 5 or 10 examples of change that did take place. And that's a solution for this one, for when you interact with such people, bringing up positive examples. Then there was the side of apathy. Some people don't get engaged because they're on a level of, let's say, comfort zone or apathy, and they don't have the resources or don't know how to get out of it. And when we try to make them more engaged, we have this layer to overcome of apathy. On the other hand, it's not that bad. I mean, it might be a natural state of people to be like this, but we could stimulate their sense of value. So we could explain to them and make them aware that being engaged in a project or for a cause, for a social cause, civic cause, or democratic cause, could bring them a sense of internal peace or internal value, that they did something. Doesn't matter the result, but the fact that they did something, at least for once in their life or for many times, it can bring them an inner peace, a sense of value, and so on. And the third thing that I learned today was about visualization. The same people who tend to be less active could be getting involved if they're able to visualize a future or let's say almost idealistic situation of how it could look like if all the institutions of the state or all the administration and everything would work almost perfectly. How would that world look like? And if you're trying to make them dream about it and visualize it, it might get them into an active state. So they might want to start doing some steps towards it, because it's about positivity. So it's all the time positive things change people and make them act. That's what I learned today.